apparently this movie is so bad the Xenomorph fell right off my shelf when I started filming. So without further ado, with that kind of being said, today we're talking about The Front Room. The Front Room is the newest A24 horror film that tells the story of a couple who takes in their mother-in-law while they are pregnant. Now, I was not a huge fan of this movie. I did not like it. I just want to get that out of the blue. I just did not like it. It was not for me. And I feel like this movie has a lot of problems. But I do want to give it one positive, that I do think it's shot well. So I'll give it that. I also want to go right into my mixed. I really have one mixed, and that is the performance of Brandy and Catherine and the husband. I feel like they were acted well with what they were given. I don't fault the actors for this, because I didn't think they were acted well, but the mother-in-law especially, I think did her job well, being creepy, being weird, being just someone you just didn't want. But I feel like it was just so over the top, and I don't blame the actors for that with what they were given, but I felt like it was very over the top. And that's really the only mixed I can give this movie. Going right into my negatives, the first negative I want to give it is I did not really like Brandy's character in the beginning. Now, if your husband tells you that he had a hard childhood, difficult childhood with this woman, you would have your support from your spouse and say, okay, well, let's do what's best for you, especially with trying to get her out later. But she just does not listen. It was like, we need the financial responsibility, and just convinces him when she knows he doesn't want to do it in the first place. He brings it up later in the film, but that kind of irked me that she did that. And this movie also has a lot of stuff they even bring up, but they don't really talk about as much, it's like breeze over. They talk about racism in the church. They talk about kind of these themes of like motherhood that's kind of just overlooked very, very, very fast. And I feel like that was just a big negative for the movie. I also feel like there was also some supernatural elements that were also kind of there, but you would thought that she would have supernatural abilities, but no, they're just kind of there. My biggest issue with this film though is the ending. Now, the ending should have gone where the mother-in-law died, and then you see Brandy at the end, her character talking about the interview, talking about how having a baby and a mother-in-law, and showing what she did to the mother-in-law. And I feel like that would have been a good ending, but instead they put like, I don't even know how long, but like a few minutes of runtime of just like happiness and family, and I feel like that was really unwanted, just unneeded, and just went with it to expand the runtime for whatever reason. So it was a really big negative for me. I kind of got annoyed with that, to be honest. The movie also kind of felt like it ended the mother's death and went on more longer than it had to. So that was my biggest issue with it. No matter what I say negative about it, that was my biggest problem with it. I also found some of the characters, the cliches in this movie also annoying. I feel like the husband kind of became a cliche after like the middle part, really, or in the start is kind of like a cliche of just not really standing up for his family, and also just never being around and just always having to be at work, leaving her to deal with everything when he didn't want her there in the first place. But he was like, well, you wanted her here in the first place. It was just a really big annoyance. I found myself really annoyed during this movie, and it felt like I just dragged on for me personally. So I wasn't really a big fan of this movie. I did not like it. And I don't blame the actors for it, especially with the, from what I understand, this is the first movie from the brother of Robert Eggers, and Robert Eggers brought The Witch, he brought The Lighthouse, and he's even bringing a new one in December. So that's even more of a disappointment to what could have been if it would have been a lot better overall. I just did not like this movie. It was so bad for me. I did not like it. And there were some ish moments, but I feel like this movie kind of felt like it wanted to be a horror comedy. And there's just so many things I didn't like. And the thing is, like, they use just, some movies can utilize things that make you feel gross, but they utilize the use of like poop and pee so much in this movie. It's so annoying they do it. They don't do it like a, here's to gross you out. I feel like it's just used as a distraction for more than it should have. I felt like that gag went on for way too long in the movie. I did not like that they did that. Even going far as showing like how disgusting it is. And it is disgusting and it can gross you out. If that was our goal too grossed you out while doing that. They achieved it. It just felt so kind of annoying to see that. I felt like they could have done something better instead of run with this gag this entire movie. So overall, like I said, I did not like this movie. I didn't really like it like at all. This was not for me. This is not, again, I don't really blame the actors for it, but overall I just really didn't enjoy this one, and it's definitely going to be near the bottom of, or at the bottom of my list at the end of the year, most likely. So really, with that kind of being said, I hope you guys like this review. If you do, you can subscribe to hear more from me in the future, and comment down below if you saw The Front Room and let me know what you guys thought of it. Did you like it? What'd you like about it? What'd you not like about it? Let me know, and I'll see you guys soon with a brand new video.